Hello, Twitch. Welcome in, everyone. How has your Friday been? Hopefully you've had a lovely week. Or Saturday, or, I don't know, Thursday, but I can't keep track if it's ahead or behind. Whatever time it is for you, I hope it is a lovely time for you. Gonna be doing venison stew tonight. It was supposed to be venison pot roast, but I couldn't find any big cuts of venison, and so we're doing stew. Different but the same thing at the same time. I actually had it earlier this year. I did tenderloin earlier this year. That was a good time. Doing pretty good. I wanted to fall asleep right before stream, but otherwise doing good. Got up, got going, went down to the game shop, get myself some nice meat. Well, that's not true. I didn't get up and get going because I sat around and watched Formula 1 all morning. Which was fun too, but didn't mean that I was getting out and doing much. I did pick up some parsnip this time. So we'll have some parsnip for stew this time, along with the venison, some carrot. So it'll be a nice sweet stew, since you got both the parsnip and... Parsnip, I mean, even in, French cuisine, there's such a thing as a white stock. And parsnip is essentially your substitute for carrot in a white stock. A white stock is a very pale, light stock where you have nothing really affecting the color of the final dish. So you get parsnip but it's different than carrot at the same time. It's got an almost cinnamon note to me compared to the carrot. But the other usual suspects for a stew, we got onion, we got potato. Yeah. Parsnip. Actually, I should pull one out here so I can show everyone what I'm talking about. Visual aids help. Here's one the tips cut off on, but it's a white carrot. It looks like a white carrot. It's not though. They're yummy, but they're great as a puree too. You'll find them in like high-end steakhouses. They'll do parsnip purees along with stuff. The whole sort of thing there is it's parsnip puree. I just love it, but at the same time, parsnip has so much fiber and so much stringiness. I don't know what all necessarily is scientifically, but it doesn't pass through a strainer very well, and so it's really a pain to get that to puree. So absolutely blazing tree. Thank you for the bits, Clipper Fury. Welcome in. Bun Bun's got a new mattress. That's gotta be a good time. How you doing tonight, Clipper Fury? How's the Clippers doing? Nice. Welcome in, everyone. Cheers. So let's get started with some venison. I immediately go and hide that on you folks afterward. You gotta type exclamation mark scramble every time to join in. So we have our venison here with a little tendon that I don't really want. Still partially frozen. Debating if I need to bother breaking this down anymore. I think we're okay. Take that out. I think we're okay with that. It's gonna break down anyways. He's also gotten 2 easy American words there, too. It hasn't been... We haven't gotten to the international or the really long ones that you love. There, Bun Buns. Speaking of mise en place, I still haven't bought new oil. Mise en place, put in place. Why not more MSG? As if this game meat didn't have enough MSG. I thought I changed that so that it wasn't my account saying socials. MSG is a salt. Not all the salts are same. You don't want to eat all salts. So it's a salt. It's naturally occurring in the body. It is in all sorts of foods. We can do this loveliness. Spam out chat for a little bit here. And we'll add some salt to our venison. Just regular salt. And a little garlic powder. This we're going to give a toss. And start searing. Bit more oil in the pan. The oil on the meat at this point is almost more for coating it with the spices than it is from getting it from sticking to the pan. But I'm going to do a high heat and I'm going to cook it. Since they're small enough pieces, they're going to cook through. But then we're going to cook them in liquid for a much longer time, which will allow them to break down and relax. We're going to take them from the sauna to the hot tub. Until they just fall apart. Okay, baby tongs, since they were easy to grab. Not hot enough. Got 3 minutes until our first Stream Raiders battle of the evening. Are you stitching it yourself, or what type of a blanket? Stitching, no, sewing, knitting. Okay, that's quite the undertaking. That's not going to happen overnight. Some of these two over here are pretty thin. They're gonna cook up in no time. Don't want to overcrowd. Meant to do that. Hey Hooverman, welcome in. Yeah, coffee is winning our weekly ingredient challenge in Discord. This week we've got coffee versus beef tongue. So, winning ingredient I'll have to do dinner and dessert with next Wednesday. We'll close the vote up on Sunday. And we have our Stream Raiders battle ready. So let's do our battle. Take a quick check, make sure our Venison's doing okay back there. And nice clipper for you. Yeah, my worries about tongue are not to do with the main course. It's how I use beef tongue for dessert. It's not outside the realm of possibility. Victory. Victory. Yep, we're doing venison tonight, Hooverman. We got two big winners for this one. Kaboom did all the killing though. Bun Buns and Inchby running away with the gold. I keep with the bottom layer here. I think I like that blue chest. Come on, I need to turn the meat. Awesome, Hooverman. It's been a minute. Hopefully, I'm glad you're doing well. Been doing pretty good lately. This streaming every day is rough. But other than that, doing awesome. Oh, I went and left it on the game instead of giving everyone the lovely view of the stove. Wow, you're quick with that clipper. It's still being easy to you, though. It's still giving you... Well, bittersweet isn't a short word, but... still easy English. I appreciate that, Hoover. And honestly, it's not the streaming every day that really drives me down. It's the planning, buying stuff, going out and grabbing it, and making sure everything's cleaned up. I had it earlier this year, and good time. Yummy stuff. Getting a bit smoky here. I'm going to cut the heat on the pan now. Use carry over for the last little bit here. Stay. Welcome in, Caffeine. Can you get alligator? I don't know if I know anyone that sells alligator around me. It's certainly not a local product. I might be able to find it frozen, but I mean, does Amazon have it frozen? Not quite sure on that one. Chicken of the South, in my opinion. It's like stringy, sinewy chicken with the fact that it's been in water all of its life, so it's got a little of that sea-like ish to it. I've only had that once or twice. The one time that comes to memory is at the food fair in Chicago, the big National Restaurant Association Expo, take over the McCormick Center, and just ridiculousness as far as food. Well, that is if you're carrying a tag that says buyer. Okay, we gotta cook some veggies now. Cut up some veggies. Aforementioned parsnip. Onion. Carrot. And potato. Nice. I've noticed you've been retweeting all of his stuff. What do you reply to? Big white snake fan in the house. Now it's really a white carrot. It's not though, it's a parsnip. Bit more woody, but stiffer. Go ahead and start. Actually, let's just go ahead and start building a base into this. We don't need to saute these veggies for this project. This is more intended as a trying to get more of that pot roast type look, because that's what we're after for New World. Again, for those that are just joining in, I'm attempting to do a stew that looks like a pot roast because I couldn't find any large pieces of venison. All I could really find were tenderloin, which tenderloin is not a good choice for stew, both for reasons of price and for texture. And so we've got stew meat that I've seared there in the pan. We're going to add in some potatoes with all this. Parsnip. Leaving the skin on our carrots. Nope, it's just a matter of preference. There's actually not a whole lot of texture difference to the skin. To the benefit of doing so, there's a whole lot of nutrients in the skin. In fact, most of the nutrients are in the skin of veggies. The reason you wouldn't is you're worried that that was just in the dirt. If they aren't nice and smooth like those two were, I would suggest at least giving them a scrub with a nice clean scrubby. This onion is not looking too healthy here. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what your mom wants. This is an adult channel. Do a proper dice. Alright, so we'll set the flame on that. Add our onions over the top. We're going to add some liquid into the pan. I don't know, if you got some venison stock, feel free to use that too. Or some veggie stock. That wasn't enough water. There we go. That's a bit closer to what we want.
And then while that's still heating up,
Let's add a little booze to the party. Come on, cork. There we go. So a little of that port wine that I've been drinking.
and some more salt, because we didn't salt any of those veggies as we were cooking them. And some pepper. So next step here is allow that to cook. We're gonna let that cook for roughly 2 hours. So there's gonna be a little bit of hangout time tonight. As a part of that hangout time here, I'm gonna make another attempt at making small batch yeast rolls. I've done this recipe a couple of times now and it comes out really cute, but I don't think I've really optimize the size for my little container. So we'll start by making some dough. Sharpening them, yeah, well, sharpening is a double-edged sword, because if you're not used to using a properly sharpened knife, most people are used to like sawing at meat. I like even watch other people that make videos and they're like sawing at meat. And if you have a properly sharpened knife, it should pretty much just go with the weight of the knife. That's why you see some of those really big old school like grinder chefs that, you know, just did like you know, the retiree that's been doing room service for 10 years. They use big heavy knives, and it's because the heavy knife, the lifting is the action, it's not the dropping. And so the heavier the knife, the easier it chops through something too. Especially when they're using old, what do you call them, iron knives that were probably done at a 20 or 25% instead of what the Japanese taught everyone is 15 degrees. Okay, back to actually cooking. We'll start by proofing our yeast. This was just used for water. Still got some warm water in our kettle, especially since I didn't turn it off. Wait, is it only milk in this recipe? That's interesting. I'm using half and half though, so we're going to still use some of this hot water.
Well, that cooled that down. There you go. What's with all the English words today? So while this is proofing up, let's do the rest of ours. Stuff in here. I think it's a cup. Ballpark of a cup and a quarter. Down from a cup and a half. You wake over here, yeast. You waking up. Add our salt in there. Little hint of honey. We want to add any herbs into our bread tonight? Tempted to add I'm going to add a little garlic powder in there, since I don't want it to be just honey. Well, we use up a little of the Italian herb spice, wherever that is. There we go. Dried oregano, parsley, rosemary, and thyme? Oregano, marjoram, thyme, basil, rosemary, and sage. Close. Spice drawer always giving me hassles. So we got everything on the list there now, other than the egg, yes. Oh, hey, look what's bubbling. I'll turn that down a little bit now. By a little bit, I mean a lot of it.
the sort of beauty of doing a stew like this is you can. That's an interesting Giphy there, Caffeine. Is you can just sort of stop it whenever you got it reduced to the level you like. I mean, you do want to give it a good 2 hours or so to break down. Maybe even more. I mean, we're talking about venison, which is probably a little bit gamier than beef. And beef, you need a good 2 hours to break things down. I don't think that was what anyone was expecting there, Caffeine. I'm gonna add a sprinkle of brown sugar in there, see if we can't make that yeast a little happier. I'm worried that my yeast is dying. I probably should get rid of this batch of yeast that I've been using right now because it's been around long enough. I have more that's in the freezer. To battle. I think we're going to use haste there since we're going to have to run all over the place. Try and get as many of you as I can. Off we go. Still seems like the game is quiet. I just reset all the volume levels much higher. Before the stream. Victory! Victory! Oh hey! What was everyone else doing? Bun Buns with the big pick up there. Entropy with the scroll. I'll have to look at the VOD Blazing Tree because you never really know that the audio that I'm getting in my earpiece is really what's going on in the stream. We'll use the Pally. Put him right there. See how we do here in a bit. I guess there's a couple up there too. Oh well. Yeah, this yeast doesn't seem to be doing much for me. That doesn't seem very happy to me, does it? It doesn't seem like it's doing much. Let's try subbing some of that out for some freezer yeast. I should do this in the trash. Oh, I was saying, you never quite know if what you're getting in the earpiece is really what's coming out to the real world. I've got cans all over the place here apparently tonight. Sorry about that, Blazing Tree. So we got our measured out flour with some herbs, some seasoning. We got a fresh batch of yeast to use for a little bit. Hopefully this is a bit more weight than the last stuff. I was tempted to throw the old yeast down the drain, then I was like, okay, if you get a little yeast down the drain, that's one thing, but you get a big mass of yeast down the drain, be smelling that for like a week. Thank you, Bun Buns. You are too. Wake up, yeast. Wake up. No foaminess.
More chefless sats, D.
Thank you for that resub, Kirby. Blazing Tree. Appreciate that. For anyone unfamiliar, Kirby Reeves / Blazing Tree Train, his new Twitch name, and has restarted streaming. Thank you for that resub. Continuing to do his model work and model painting and doing 3D printing models now. And okay, now we're getting a little foaminess going on. So we'll go with that. We'll call that alive. It's alive! Making sure we get everything nice and mixed together here. Trying to fold it as much as possible while mixing it, but I'm not planning on heavily kneading this to start here. Not planning on heavily kneading this at all. Alright, we'll leave this loveliness to sit and proof. It is starting to smell lovely in here. That stew behind me is just yummy. Give this a little bit of a stir up here. Bring that just a touch down from there. It's just a little too, I mean, if you got a roll and boil, which we're pretty much do have one where the heat is, it's just too much for it. It's gonna break down those veggies. I mean, you look at the potato here, it's already dissolving. And so you gotta cook it a little bit slower than that. So it's new with everyone else. We got a new mattress. What type of mattress did we get? Are we a hard mattress sleeper, or are we soft and comfy, or fall into a cloud? Or did we order online and have no clue what we're eating? It'll be a surprise. I'm amazed that people say they love it, but I'm amazed that people order beds online. Pretty sure my neighbors did that when they moved in. Like, they moved in and they got like 4 mattresses delivered. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is how do you, I mean, you gotta be able to lay down on the thing at least once before you're like, okay, this is gonna make me sweat no end, or, you know, something. Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, I do that all the time. I'll go to a shop and look what they have and compare them in person, and then buy it online because it's cheaper, or shipping is cheaper. But that market seems to be dying out too. Like all the stores that used to do, I mean, that's like Best Buy. It's like why Best Buy exists nowadays, is so that people can go in there and see what it looks like before they buy it online. But yeah, there's so many things that are like that. I'm just amazed that, like, produce. Like, okay, beginning of COVID, I was buying pretty much everything online. But when it comes to actual produce and living on that in a long term, like, I gotta pick my produce out. I'm sorry. I'm not just gonna accept whatever you send me. Which is also why I'm probably not gonna trust those. I'm so torn on delivery services. Like these, HelloFresh is doing a big push right now on Twitch. They've got a bunch of people promoting HelloFresh. I'm so torn on them because on one hand, they are a great option for getting people to be cooking at home and doing that stuff and learning and trying all that, but they don't give you any of the tools to actually do that on a regular basis. They keep all of that from you. You know, it's sort of like the fisherman giving you fish. Like, here, you can cook this because we gave it to you. You don't have anything else in your house. It keeps you from really building up your own inventory of spices and foods that you like yourself. So, on one hand, they're really great for learning and trying new things and getting yourself cooking at home versus just picking up junk on the way home. Just remember, they're giving you the fish, not the real. What else has been irritating me lately in food politics? What else we got going on in the food world lately? Come on. You can do it, Google. I guess you can't. I guess you really can't. What the heck? Doesn't even want to load that page for me. Ooh, I just noticed. New York Times has dropped wine off of... It used to be food and wine. It's food now. Let's see what we got going on in the food world. We got... Best mashed potatoes recipe for Thanksgiving. Boil potatoes. Add sugar. Or, not sugar. Add fat. Sugar. Oh yeah, we're definitely planning for Thanksgiving here. Walking through the supermarket to grab a couple items the other day. They are definitely planning for Thanksgiving. They got the pre-made paxes from McCormick with all the typical Thanksgiving spices. They've got all the extra, like, out-of-the-way areas. They're all just stocked with Thanksgiving stuff. They aren't really, like, straight-up advertising it, but, like, they're fully packed up for it. That lemon pie looks good. I'm gonna have to try lemon pie soon. We have a melon pie to try and make here for New World. That's a melon pie. And there's a couple of them too, apparently, in the game. Like there's a... I don't remember all of them, but let's search pie. Let's see what we got for... We got apple and blueberry pie. We got meat pie. And then it cuts up. Oh, it's melon bread. Like, they've melon pie, but there's melon bread in the game too. And I've never heard of using melon to make bread. That's a sort of interesting idea too, because it's a way to add a lot of moisture to something without that's retained moisture. Like, it's probably a good way to make a bread moisture. Any of these
big pieces of meat, I'm trying to make sure and see that they get flipped during this process too. They are just sitting on top.
Watch while Jason stares at his dough. It hasn't moved. Let's see what else we got here in food news. I did hear in the... I hope so. Did hear on the radio today they were going through stuff, and apparently, like, they were laughing at the foods. They apparently got like a food map of the U.S. from somewhere that was saying what item was most looked forward to for Thanksgiving. And so they were obviously sitting there just making fun of, like, there was apparently 4 states that dinner rolls was the top winner. And they're like, you can have dinner rolls any day. And I'm sort of like, I'm sitting there thinking at the same time, yeah, that's sort of funny, but at the same time, everyone's got their specials, and it's sort of like, you know, the people that are saying dinner rolls are probably people that have family that they don't see often other than Thanksgiving, and their dinner rolls are, they actually know what they're doing, or they do them weird somehow. It must like a hard mattress, because it doesn't seem to be floofing much. That's the other thing about the daily streams that's so rough is, like, someone brought it up to me. Who is it? Clay Carrington was bringing it up, like, how do you do a month of food with living alone and not being just, like, having a house full of food? And that's actually a challenge with this. He was also saying the expense of it, but it's just dinner if you eat it. Sort of wish I could get an accountant and just write it all off as streaming expenses, but that ain't actually happening. That would be hilarious. Which is one of the perks of being an actual chef. Run your own place and you're a chef. You go out to a really nice restaurant somewhere else,
That's educational. That's research. That's planning for your business. That's a business write-off.
Got 6 minutes until our next battle, and then I'm going to take a break during our next battle here while we allow things to proof and cook. Gonna continue doing dishes until then, though. I'm finding the only time that I'm actually playing New World and enjoying it is actually in the morning. Like, I've been playing it some after the stream, but usually after the stream I'm eating, I'm sort of like decompressing. I don't want to sit there and like try and figure out the logistics of, you know, where I'm storing things and put together recipes and so I found myself, if I'm playing later at night, I'm doing the more mundane stuff like logging and gathering supplies, and then actually doing the actual gaming when I play in the morning. When I find time. Seen a couple new faces there in the viewer list. You haven't been in. Hello, welcome, I'm Jason. I normally cook on stream 3 nights a week, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. But this month, I am streaming every day but the day before and the day after Thanksgiving. I'm streaming on Thanksgiving, doing Goodfellas dinner for Thanksgiving this year. But the day before and the day after, I'm taking off. Otherwise, I'm streaming every day this month and doing foods all from the video game New World, Amazon's new MMO. And so tonight, I am doing a venison stew that's supposed to look like venison pot roast, because I couldn't find a nice roast piece of venison. What server do I play on? I actually have 2 characters, and I don't know that I would recommend the server for either of them. The servers are so all over the place. To be honest, I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, Caffeine. But I have a level 47 character on Western region, and I have a level 52 on the Eastern region. I originally started out on Tritonus in the Eastern, and I don't remember what I switched to after that. Tritonus just, like, they did the initial server move, and 2 of the big 3 guilds in their companies in the game immediately hopped server, and they closed it for a bit longer. They opened it up again,
and the last one left after collecting as many people as they could. And the entire server was just like dead. Like, I would be in the middle of one of the big cities and I'd be there by myself.
That's not caffeine.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to do there with the servers and stuff. I do know that they're...
If you've looked into the stuff that people have pulled out of the netcode and out of the download of what's on your computer and all that, the world is like 3 times as large as what it is right now. They just haven't unlocked it. They haven't even fully unlocked tier 5 stuff, and they've got other classes of stuff that you're going to be able to craft.
Looks like you're going to be able to craft glassware, which I think would be cool.
I know that they've found various sands that are collectible.
The level 53, which is the one that I've been playing, level 52, 53? That I've been playing the most recently. I'm getting to the point where I'm gonna have to choose where I'm researching because I'm just using too many materials. Because absolutely picking up everything that I can grab, especially with the game world that's going to expand, things that are unimportant now are going to become important in future. So I'm an absolute pack rat, and I'm crafting everything I can, and every much want to have all of my skills maxed out. I'm also trying to do pretty much everything solo too. Like, I don't have a company. I'm not joining in a group. Like, the only groups that I've been in are the ones that I needed for, like, storyline quests. To battle. Those crabs are quick. Not very strong, though. Were those yours, Caffeine? Victory! Victory! Tina getting those kills and assists this time. Thank you, thank you. Blazing Tree Terrain and Caffeine getting those rewards, though. Ooh, I get some goodies, too. See what we get in 30 minutes. Meantime, we've got a lovely looking stew on the stove. And this has poofed up a little bit. Not much, though. And like I said, I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break here. We'll allow our bread to proof a little bit and this
beef or venison. Beef. This is venison. This is Bambi. Poor Bambi. So I'll see you folks in about 10 minutes.
What? Keeping the coffee in the icebox?
Yes, Mr. Jones, it's a new kind of coffee, roasted by a new secret process. Hence, this new none such coffee has a different flavor, a flavor preserved by vacuum packing, the flavor retained by refrigeration after the jar has been opened. Just taste it. You can't miss that delicate aroma, that clean, mellow taste. Yes, in cooking, the way to a man's heart is most of all through the coffee pot. In every jar, you'll find 3 special pointers, valuable in all methods of making coffee. Try new none such coffee now. Use half the jar. If not 100% satisfied, get all your money back from your grocer without argument. Special for movie week, only 28 cents a pound, plus 3 cents refundable deposit on the jar.
Next week, George and Gracie will be brought to you by Carnation.
Hiya, happy boy. Wish you'd been with me today. We saw a great dog show, some beautiful dogs. There was the handsomest poodle, a real beauty, an international champion. His owner gave me some good advice.
There are many dog foods on the market, but the Carnation Company makes the best. It's called Friskies, and it's quality all the way through.
You should have seen the champion collie. He won everything in sight. The handler told me.
A very important part of this champion's diet is meat. That's why we feed him Friskies. The principal ingredient is lean red horse meat, the best you can buy.
So happy, you're getting real quality, and you're going to get your Friskies right now.
Friskies is prepared to the high standards of Carnation Company and guarantees prime-grade nourishment.
Here's the newest, most exciting sound in town. It's a General Electric blender that's going around. Completely new from base to lid. Take it apart, see what they did. The non-skid base is the lowest you'll ever see.
The decanter has a 36-ounce blending capacity.
The non-spill lid is really smart. For blending convenience, it comes apart. Add additional ingredients if you will. Look, no splash, see no spill. Put them all together and you know it's true. The General Electric blender is best for you. If you want to know another reason why,
It's only 10 1/2 inches high.
stores easily on the counter or on a shelf. There's 1,000 things you can make yourself.
Make party spreads.
Great cabbage heads. Blend the meatloaf for a family of 8. Make ice-cold drinks you'll appreciate. Now's the time for you to buy the General Electric blender.
Did he say only 10 1/2 inches high?
When you have a Labatt's, you have an adventure. Canadian Light, that's Labatt's. It's a great new taste in beer. Enjoy import quality at USA prices. Have an adventure. Have a Labatt's.
Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread gives you 7 ounces of non-fat milk solids in every loaf, the equal of 90 quarts a year if you serve it regularly. Every sandwich you make, every snack, gives you extra milk. For wonderful flavor combined with sound food values, serve Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread in the pantry pack.
Now, a new creation from Seal Test. Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions. Handy envelopes bring you brand new convenience and ease. Zip, it's open, quick and neat. Just the amount you need, the easy way to serve cottage cheese. The rest stays moist and creamy, ready for next time.
Are they handy? Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions.
So easy to use, quick, and no bother at all.
The rest stays really fresh, moist, and creamy.
Yes, serving cottage cheese was never as easy as this. Seal Test's new square package with handy, ready-to-serve portions. Zip, it's open. Simple as can be. The rest stays moist and creamy fresh. You'll love Seal Test cottage cheese in new, ready-to-serve portions. Get some soon.
Alexis Lachine wines are full of flavor. Alexis Lachine wines are dry. Alexis Lachine wines are mellow. Drink an Alexis Lachine wine with any kind of food. Or anytime you feel like relaxing with a drink. Alexis Lachine, fine French wines.
Folks, why do you eat Wheaties?
We like it.
But did you know it's always been whole wheat with all the bran, and bran is one of nature's best sources of food fiber.
That's news to us.
Wheaties breakfast this morning?
Sure, it helps me feel fit.
But do you know Wheaties has bran fiber your body may need?
That's news to me.
Why Wheaties?
Oh, we love the taste.
I have for years. But do you know for years you've been getting something extra for your diet? Bran fiber?
Well, that's news to me.
Wheaties. It's brand news.
A pleasure, Milton. In just a moment, we'll see how well Milton does at the Pentagon. But if you want to see busy hands at your house, just you offer this lively Christmas party dip that's so good to serve with king-size Fritos corn chips. Just follow the recipe right on the Fritos package. Of course, it calls for the famous Philadelphia brand cream cheese, an 8-ounce package, which we blended with 2 tablespoons of milk till it's nice and smooth, like so. Then come 2 tablespoons of Kraft cream-style horseradish for zesty flavor, a 1/4 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and finally, a dash of salt. And we'll blend our Philly mixture again. And when party time comes, let the folks enjoy this wonderful Philly horseradish dip with crisp king-size Fritos. There are those busy hands. Just remember, you make the best-tasting dips with the freshest-tasting cream cheese you can buy. Philadelphia brand cream cheese, made only by Kraft.
If you've ever been to Venice, you remember the gondolas and the picturesque waterways. And you remember the food, too. Superb food, prepared with that very special Italian touch. The same special Italian touch that Chef Boyardee sauce with meat can give to your meals over here. Because the recipe for this tangy sauce has been brought over from Italy by this famous Italian chef. Chef Boyardee sauce with meat is made from juicy, sun-ripened tomatoes and tender quality beef, simmered in a spicy sauce that makes a rice and cheese loaf, a casserole, or a spaghetti dish a real Italian-style dish. So when you'd like to add that special Italian touch to your dinner, do it with Chef Boyardee sauce with meat. Try Chef Boyardee sauce with mushrooms, too. Both are prepared from the chef's own Italian recipe.
Ready for second launching.
Atlas moving into position.
Fuel her up.
All set.
Count down.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! There she goes!
Yes, you can be in command of your own ideal countdown. It's a real electronic missile base. You sit at the controls and move missiles into place. You count down. You blast off. You track the flight. The ideal countdown comes complete with moon missile and lunar probe, as well as a giant atlas. Get your electronic ideal countdown now, wherever good toys are sold.
It's a wonderful toy. It's ideal.
All right, we've made a round of the ads. Back to cooking. We got our stew simmering away there, looking lovely now that sauce is coming together greatly. we got our bread over here, which doesn't look like it's changed much, but it has certainly smoothed out some and has poofed up a little bit. So I think I'm going to actually start off with our next part with this bread, which is going to be our second part of kneading and shaping it. So we'll add that, some flour to the board. We'll give this another set of folds over the top of itself. Working our way towards turning this into a ball that we can just roll out, hopefully. Nice and sticky still, though. Definitely needs this little bit of added flour we got going here. This definitely did proof up some. I can still feel air in this. I haven't completely pushed it all out. More focusing on stretching the dough than I am squeezing it all out. Okay. I still think this dough recipe is too large for what I'm doing. Even though I cut it down in size a little bit. Meant to do that. It's like cheese. It's soft in the inside with a crust. I want you. Ball for me. Move. Ball. Ball. Got too much flour on the board is the issue. I'm switching between having this sticky center high hydration dough and needing it to stick to the board a little bit to properly ball up. These first two came together nicely real quick, but this one doesn't want to ball up for me at all. There we go. Now we're starting. Dough loves to find places in your fingernails, just get stuck there forever. So put together one of my little mini springform rounds. There we go. Give that a spritz of some olive oil. Spread that all around. It's a little easier to actually see if I coated the sides from the camera. Let that hang out here for a little bit. Oops. That wasn't what I wanted to do there. Bumped over my trivet for holding hot pans, and it bumped the Steam Deck. But didn't put it on the game. Toss this out, put it back. Yeah, this is too much dough for this. I did better last time than this time. I think last time I made the dough and I cut like almost half of it off. This, without question, is going to overproof this. The buns in the tin are the dough I was fermenting earlier, proofing earlier. I went and gave it a little bit of a kneading action. I separated it into 4. I balled them and then put them into this container with some olive oil on the outside of the container. This is a springform pan with, like I said, some oil in there. So I'm allowing those to proof up and become nice and big and poofy. Then I'm going to put them in the oven. They're going to get even bigger and more poofy. So I have a feeling that they're going to be like I've done this a couple of times now. I'm sort of trying to dial the size of the recipe down, and I wasn't very successful tonight. I definitely need to make this a smaller batch for that pan. I'm all prepped for tomorrow. We got our delicata squash. And I got some sausage in the refrigerator and some corn in the freezer. All set to go. And we got some dairy. I didn't do the shopping for Sunday though. I'm gonna have to go out again to do shopping for Sunday. Done with our coffee here tonight. Why don't we continue working on this bottle of port? Cheers, folks. It's raisin candy. I don't think I've never had a wine that gives you that, like, deep raisiny flavor that you get from a port. No worries, Clipper. What's your choice of beverage otherwise? I was tempted to go with bourbon, but I've been hitting bourbon pretty heavy lately. This also, while it's wine, you should probably, if wine gives you issues, you might want to stay away from it, but this is certainly not wine at the same time. You look at those legs on this, there is certainly sugar and alcohol there. Those legs are mini. No problem with Jack and Coke. We got our battle ready. Yeah, we got everyone covered by haste this time. Uh-oh. This ain't looking good. We're dying quick. We gonna pull this out. My Centurion gonna pull through. Oh! Boo! Boo! Come on, game. Come on, game. I'm just gonna have to close and restart the game. It's stuck in a loop. it's stuck. Wow, this is the first time this has happened to me. Hopefully stream didn't blip for me there. Probably did though. Let me guess, that closed it during... Game's reopening, there we go. Before I closed the program, it was telling me the program was still running. So I had to get into System Manager and okay, game. You can start working now. Please. Oh, I don't have my fan on. Got distracted from talking about the port there. Port is not your typical wine. It is a wine, but it's a fortified wine. And so it's up there. It's a 20%er, it's 40 proof. It's up there with hard liquors as far as alcohol. Lower hard liquors. It's not like we're drinking barrel proof here, but it'll still get you happy pretty quick. Unlike this game's taken forever. It is royally confused. Wow. Welcome in, Maz. Glad to see you back. Can't see my army. Can't see my campaign. Can't see my quests. They'll show me the store, though. Anything in the store that I want? Nope. I wouldn't trust it to buy it right now anyways. Because working as intended. You can see my logo up here doing wonders too. I'm not quite logged in or something here. I think we're going to give this a restart again. Why don't we get our oven going here too while we're waiting? We're going to need an oven for this lovely bread of ours. Set my oven to 400. Gun brew. It's like burger something. Burger NW. New burger. I don't know. I am so horrible at these for having the game in my chat. I just look at the jumble of letters and I'm just like, But you can see this is proofing a little bit. They are puffing out of the container nicely now. What does chat say? Let's do a vote here. See if we can't start a vote here. Manage poll. What should I base my rolls with? New poll in chat. Oh, maybe not. There we go. We go with butter, or do we go with half and half for on top of our rolls? Word bun. Bunwurg. Newburgh! Like lobster Newburgh. See if that's actually the definition we're working here. There's definitely Newburgh, but it's a matter of a rich dish of cooked lobster, shrimp, or other shellfish sauce made of cream, butter, egg yolks, sherry, and seasoning. The dish is often served over toast points. That sounds delicious. Just about everything you serve with toast points tends to be delicious. Reminded me of a Vegas dinner I had. I don't even remember what restaurant it was at. And one of my buddies from college was working there. And the pea dish that they gave me with toast points is... Lobster is amazing. Both lobster and crab, I sort of put in this segment of food where they're really good, but the amount of effort to get that really good food, yeah, if someone else is doing it for me, I'm all for it. But breaking down crab, breaking down lobster, ugh. That said, I absolutely do have to do a lobster bisque on stream at some point. That is probably my favorite soup. It's definitely up there. Beef and mushroom, or beef and caramelized onions up there too. Nucleosis. I don't know. There's only one S. Okay, I could have swore I changed that. Oh, hey, it helps if I actually... What? This program is weird sometimes. This is supposed to be not send as streamer. Send as the bot. There we go. Sort of like the Chilenta last night. Or the night before already. Which was quite delicious, by the way. That actually turned out really well. It absorbed more liquid as it cooled than normal polenta. Like it like solidified almost immediately, cooling down. So that was very interesting. Like the difference was between polenta and this product that's been heavily processed, and how Cooking it, it didn't accept as much liquid to get to the thickness that I wanted. But as soon as you let it cool down, it needed more to be that nice, like, risotto-y quality of a polenta that you serve hot. But at the same time, it would have been amazing as like a cold polenta too. I'm sure that would make great polenta cakes. Which, if you've never had a fresh corn polenta cake that's been seared on a griddle real quick with lots of butter and a little squeeze of maple syrup. I don't use that chef's kiss very often. Sopranos had Johnny Cakes. You don't want Johnny Cakes. You want a polenta cake. Still waiting on this oven to come up to temp before I can put this in there. We're getting to the edge of where I want this to proof in the pan. We're definitely going to have big... I mean, this is going to expand even more in the heat. I'm trying to hiccup that port already. I was actually thinking during the commercials today, I should probably make a redemption, a sub redemption or a bit redemption or something like that, having to do that rice and cheese loaf from that Chef Boyardee commercial. I mean, it's ugh. It's rice with cheese and olives, smothered with tomato sauce. Okay, rolls going into the 400-degree oven. Give our meat a toss here. Make sure it's all getting nicely moisturized as it's cooking. It's just like cottage cheese. You want your meat to stay moist and delicious. Moist and creamy. Probably two of the worst, like, those two words are like necessary in the food world, but at the same time they have like some of the worst marketing results. I mean, they just don't work. We're gonna look at the rolls in about 10 minutes. They're probably gonna take closer to 20, I would think, if I remember. What do we got on cook time? 12 to 14 minutes, according to the recipe that I'm following. But like I said, I've modified the recipe, and I'm cooking it in a different vessel, and it's like it's a completely different recipe. Let's see if we can't get Stream Raiders back open. I'm thinking we might just be done with it for tonight. You want to load for me now, game? We're moving along quicker. Well, we were moving along quicker. We stopped as soon as I said that. There we go. Let's try one more battle here. This is going to be the last battle of the evening. I'm going to put a monk out there since it wants to kill everything. And we'll help out your units as well. Turn the heat back up here a little bit. Wanted it sort of in between where it was and where it is now. Right about there. Just stop. Stay simmering right there. That's perfect. Hey, Becca. Welcome in. We're just relaxing here, waiting on stuff to finish up. We got our lovely venison stew bubbling away here. This is ready anytime we want that. That's looking gorgeous to me. All those veggies are all falling apart. In fact, I'm a little afraid of stirring that because those veggies are falling apart. I've got a cute little thing of dinner rolls going on in the oven. We got another 5 minutes on those. Probably going to be closer to 10. How you been, Becca? What's new? What's new in your world? Did you get a new mattress today, too? We were talking about mattresses earlier. Oh wow, we got the bot just putting everything out there all at once. It's throwing the socials out there, it's throwing the dad joke out there, and the dinner out there. It's just a mess of info. That's awesome. Was it a good bed? Which is a good purchase. I'm still liking the bed that I have, but my couch and my well, my chair is still, it's dirty, but it's okay. The couch, I did not make the greatest first purchase of a couch. I got the faux leather couch that is not plastic, but is now breaking down, and yeah, it just doesn't last. And so I've had a cover on my couch now for 5 or 6 years probably. Just wants to shed fake leather everywhere. It's treated me well. I mean, for wearing, I mean, it's wearing out from age. I mean, it's I've had it for 14 years? Something like that. Nothing lasts anymore. I mean, like, that was the kitsch joke when we were kids, but I mean, nothing lasts. I mean, they design homes to not last anymore now. Like, they design homes with water systems that'll last for 30 years. I'm like, nah, that's good enough. Like, I want to redo my water system every 30 years or something like that, or yeah, all of it is just, I'd like want to move into a stone castle where everything stays the same forever. It's like I drive down the roads here, and insurance requires basically everyone have fences these days. Like, if you want proper, it's sort of like one of those staples of like auto insurance, of you get a discount if you park it behind a closed fence, sort of a thing, and yada yada yada. But no one builds stone fences anymore. Everything's wood, everything's like, and I understand that someone's gonna run into it every once in a while and stuff like that too, but why do you want to live with a junk wood fence for life? Because, well, you're not going to live with it life. It's going to go bad in 5 years. You're going to have to restain it, or you're going to have to replace it, or... It's like the fence on my place. Someone busted the fence on my place, and they fixed up the fence, and it hasn't matched since, and it never will match again. And oh yeah, graffiti, that's a big one too. Let's take a look at our bread. I don't think this is ready yet. Nope. But it is ready for our basting. What won our vote? What won our vote? Poof. Poof. Butter one. Butter. Okay, we're going back into the oven with that. We got another couple of minutes with that one. Yeah, graffiti is a rough one. Like, I lived in southern LA for a couple of years outside of college, and there are parts of southern LA that are, like, I quite literally got, this is not a smart plan, I don't suggest anyone do this, but I ended up getting myself lost one day in southern LA. I ended up getting, and I think it was Compton-ish, but there was a strip of road where I drove at least a mile straight, and everything you could see, fences, garages, houses, electrical poles, just everything painted cement gray. Everything. And it was instantly like, am I in a war zone here? Yeah. But if you got a stone fence, you can just power wash that stuff off and move on with life. Which is that's something that's definitely on my list of things I need in my life. I definitely need a power washer. Actually, truthfully, more than that, I need a hose that actually reaches around my house. They put the water spout on the outside of this house in the worst location possible. Like, let's put it in the back of the house, furthest away from the driveway, furthest away from the main entrance. I mean, I guess it's somewhat close to the garden, but everything in the garden is supposed to be sprinkler fed. That is, when the water's on, okay, one more glass for the road on the port. I probably shouldn't. I'll probably feel it tomorrow. That's the spirit. It's Friday. Let's have some fun. Who's down to party? Where's the party at tonight? Actually, you got me wondering how busy some of the places around here are. Like, I know everything's back open and stuff like that, but I haven't been going out. I'm streaming every night. Are you in Hawaii? I can understand that if that's true. If you are, because it sounds like everyone's going there. Houston? Okay. I've certainly noticed the wine tasting crowds were back this summer. I mean, It wasn't what it used to be, but they were back tasting wine. Then again, that's something somewhat isolated, I mean, most of the tasting rooms are outside for the vineyards. Bread's almost ready to come out again. We're almost done with our bread. And in that first look at it, it was looking gorgeous that first time I pulled it out here. I think it's going to be amazing looking when we get it back out here. I'm just worried it's going to be dark for the camera, because I like my bread dark. There we go. That's some lovely bread. It's even pulling apart on its own there. It's splitting. It's splitting at the seams. Boofy dinner rolls. Always a fun time. We'll give that a moment to cool down here before we pull that out of the container. Actually, sort of think it would probably look better on camera that way. It's crispy enough on the outside, you notice that it is cracking. So that's a good sign. "12 minutes to our last Stream Raiders battle of the evening." See what time it's getting up to here. I'm of course gonna have to pull this bread apart for you folks to see what this looks like. I'm sure you all agree. It is still a bit warm. Actually, I can do this though. Not quite. Yeah. Honey butter doesn't sound bad. There is a little honey in the bread too. There's some Italian herbs and spices that there's a little garlic seasoning in there too, so it's a little more savory. So I don't know that actually honey butter is going to go well with that, but I do love me some honey butter. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different. I used my Italian dry herb mix, which is oregano, marjoram, thyme, basil, rosemary, and sage. Salt, pepper, and a little garlic seasoning. Sort of trying to recreate my own home version of Parker House rolls, which were like this. They were a four style in a small little pan. At least it's how it was taught to me. I don't know that I've seen the original Parker House style rolls. I've just seen recreations of them. And actually the recreation that I saw of them was at a Detroit casino that was using pre-made rolls, or pre-made dinner rolls, and cutting them into four, reballing them and putting them back into a pan. So we got the spring form open now. Pull that out. Nice, very light golden. I don't know how that's looking rather white on stream, but there is a light goldenness to that. Just barely. You can see it on the rim there. Let's serve ourselves some stew. Finishing touches. Do a little quick chop parsley leaf. So there we go, there's our pot roast. Get close up here to the main camera. Sure. Rolls off here to the main camera. Get her slightly better color here, so you see a little bit more of that goldenness. All a single unit. Still a bit too much for that pan. Judging mostly by this line over here, how it proofed over and then cooked. We want that to be about there. That deliciousness. Let's grab a photo here. This is a case for some fancy salts here, I think, too. Use a little proper flake salt. It's like crystals. Hey, well, you know they are crystals. Photo time. Okay, we got our initial photo of everything. Let's get a photo for the New World stuff. Just the venison roast by itself. Now rolls. Time for that pull apart picture. They're like mini mushrooms. Awesome. So thank you all for joining me tonight. 11 out of 10. I appreciate it, Becca. Let's see who we can share some love with tonight. Who's out there in the streaming world tonight? Who we can give a raid to. Why don't we go raid one of my favorite Friday targets? He is just getting started for the evening. Let's go hang out with Rhinoline. Go watch a little pottery being made. I think he's actually forming clay tonight. Actual earthbending tonight. I'm gonna go and enjoy this deliciousness. I want to thank you for joining me tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. Gonna be doing sausage. I got some mild Italian sausage. Not gonna be making the sausage from scratch. Don't have a proper meat grinder, otherwise I'd be all about that. Gonna be doing creamed corn from scratch, and gonna be roasting some delicata squash. So I hope you come to join me tomorrow. We got a big list of things coming on Sunday too. So 2 big days coming up here as far as menus. We got our Stream Raiders ready to go right now. Let's cancel that raid for a moment here. Let's do our Stream Raiders battle before we move out. Stream Raiders and then a raid out. Almost there. Oh, there's more in the other direction. We gotta turn around and go back. Victory. Woohoo! Entropy and Nut Pens getting those kills and assists. Terra Darker and Entropy getting the rewards. Tough battle though. Lost quite a few people there. We will start on here tomorrow. Since I am streaming every day, I will be back here tomorrow. I hope to see you back here. Let's try this raid once more. Okay. Awesome. Thank you all for joining me. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you. Love you guys. Bye-bye.